Thank you. Let's give another round of applause for Dramedy. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lindsay Falls, and we are Cult of the Stage Monkey. And before we really get into it, I'd like to ask everybody in your brain to think of an object that is not a carrot. And I'll ask you for that object later. We are Cult of the Stage Monkey Chicago. What we're going to do for you today is an improvised dramedy. What that means is we don't know if it's going to be funny, we don't know if our characters are going to grow, or if they're going to learn anything. But what we do know is that it's going to be very engaging and very entertaining. And again, it's going to be fully improvised. So now that you're thinking of your object that is not a carrot, may I have that object that is not a carrot?
It's a Jesus bobblehead.
A Jesus bobblehead.
Definitely not a carrot.
That is not a carrot. Ladies and gentlemen,
Made from a carrot.
deep focus.
Is it out?
I think so. I can't see. The water is dark.
Are you? And that was just for Thursday night.
Edward, you are such a card, I swear.
That's right. Sorry we're late, Professor. Long liquid lunch, if you know what I mean.
Kevin, Stephanie, I can't put up with this much longer. I've got this process that must be completed before the end of this term, and you are supposed to be my assistants. We're supposed to be operating as one.
Professor, this is the University of Georgia. It's not exactly Oxford.
I couldn't move forward.
I can't turn my head without the two of you just disappearing and coming back with your heads bobbling about and your breath smelling like alcohol.
Jesus. Bobbling about. Are you excited for tonight?
Try to be.
You don't have to lie to me. Though I guess you didn't really try just then.
No, I haven't tried for quite some time, Margaret. But appearances must be made. Funding for the school must be gotten. So off we go.
I should think you would try to have a good time nonetheless.
I'm not having a bad time. Isn't that enough for you?
I got the car ready, boss, so as soon as you're ready, I can take you all down to the event.
Thank you, Kevin.
You're welcome, ma'am.
He can tell that we're fighting.
You're worried that the driver is worried that we're going to separate. You worry about everything, Margaret. That's what pushes me away.
Maybe he's worried about his job. Maybe he cares about us.
I'm sure one of us will keep him on.
Suddenly, I don't feel so well. Maybe I don't want to go out.
I prepared a brief lie for this encounter, so good night to you, Margaret. Don't expect me in early.
So I'm not surprised to see me here, Professor.
Stephanie, I've told you before, I'm not interested. Sure, you have bosoms larger than Great Mount Nicholas. And that makes my mouth moist, but I cannot let that get in the way of my work.
You know, they say it's because we all drink hormone-enriched milk now.
See, that's exactly what I don't understand about this society we're living in. If we enriched our cows with hormones, that's going to throw off this, I know this term might sound strange to you, but ecosystem. The earth feeds from the animals and the animals feed from the earth. If one is adapted to another form, it affects...
Oh, that sounds so so interesting. Why don't we study that?
We've been studying this all term, but you and Kevin just go out and get bobblehead drunk and think that you can be chemists. Now, I did not...
Professor, we've been studying plants, clearly not milk and animals. Animals would be much more interesting than what we've been studying.
I bet you cannot tell me the first thing that we've been studying. Give me the first line of Bayes' theory.
We're studying the properties of chlorophyll and how they react to their environment.
You haven't been listening.
Yes, I have been.
But surely you must understand that all this alcohol is going to make your brain less susceptible to knowledge.
Professor, I get hit by a bus tomorrow. What do I care? I'm at the University of Georgia. Why do you think I came here? I came here to have a good time, meet a couple of blokes, and have some fun far, far away from Mummy and Daddy.
This is... Sorry if I seem to get angry. I understand that you're from Edinburgh and things are handled differently here in Georgia than in Edinburgh. Sure, in Edinburgh it might be proper to get bobblehead drunk with your morning tea, but here in Atlanta, Georgia, that is not so. We can't even buy alcohol on a Sunday.
Professor, I don't think that so many things are as different as you say they are.
Stephanie, I just want you for once to be focused on the task at hand. Because the moment you lose that focus, bad things happen.
And I do apologize for my wife's absence. However, she was feeling a bit under the weather, as things often are in Edinburgh. But I do invite you to drink, have a toast at my expense, and please drive safely home this evening. Thank you very much for attending this soiree. The University of Georgia appreciates all of your support. Thank you very much.
Stephen, that was a very nice welcome toast that you gave, but I'm afraid that the foundation is concerned. It is a bit of bad form for, well, how should I say this, for members to be seen without their wives. It reeks of, it reeks.
You don't have to disguise yourself with euphemisms around me, Professor. I understand. People talk. There's a scuttlebutt.
People do talk as a scuttlebutt, and I'm afraid that if the dark shadow is cast upon you and your wife, the dark shadow might be cast upon my research. I've got enough dark shadows with Kevin and Stephanie going to get drunk at every moment they can.
How is my daughter?
Functioning.
You told me you could get her off of that. You told me you could help her.
I told you I could try to help her if I had the proper help. I'm trying to. This is what my research is all about. I think that I found an enzyme in chlorophyll.
Save your science talk, Professor. If you need to experiment on my daughter, do so. But make sure she's presentable in public. Do you understand your research? On this funding, these soirees will dry up, much like your funding. My wife will be at the next soiree. Good night.